Let's talk about David Fincher. If you're watching this, you know who he is. Over the past 2 decades, Fincher has become one of the most highly regarded filmmakers working in Hollywood. His style and sensibility are so distinctive that you can picture that look and feel just from hearing his name. But today, I want to look back to his work before he started making big-budget feature films. I want to talk about his music videos. Fincher, like many well-known directors working today, got his start directing music videos in the 80s and 90s. But when people talk about the great video directors, the same names always come up. Spike Jonze, Michel Gondry, Chris Cunningham, but not David Fincher. When Palm Pictures released the Directors Label series of DVDs in the early 2000s, collecting the music video work of certain directors and treating them like art, Fincher was not included. And I think this is because Fincher exclusively made pop videos. It's pop. To explain this distinction, I'm going to quote Joseph Kahn, one of the masters of pop videos, who has made a ton of stuff that you're very familiar with. The world has always been 2 types of videos: the big entertainment style videos that, quite frankly, a lot of directors may not really respect, and the artsy videos that only other art students like. That's putting it pretty bluntly, but it's clear what he means. On one end, you've got a Britney Spears video, where she's there singing the song. On the other, you've got a Chemical Brothers video, where the artist never appears, and it basically functions as a short art film. Since Fincher made pop videos for artists like Madonna and Paula Abdul, his videos have rarely received much critical analysis, despite him being one of the best pop video directors of all time. While many acclaimed filmmakers evolved and honed their style over the course of their feature film careers, Fincher's artistic evolution took place in his music videos, so by the time he made the jump to feature films, his craft was perfected and his style was fully formed. So what is it that sets Fincher apart? What makes his movies unique? It's easy to say it's his dark color palette and darker subject matter, but that's a very surface level reading. Plenty of less talented directors make dark movies. What really makes Fincher such an interesting filmmaker, what makes his movies as good as they are, is his precision. Everything about his approach, his tendency to do massive numbers of takes, his dislike of handheld shots in favor of deliberate tripod and dolly shots, and in particular his rhythmic editing, all point to a very clear, specific intent behind every single decision. And this can all be traced back to his music videos. Most pop videos you see are surprisingly imprecise. They might have great production design and lighting, but in the end, they just come down to shots from a ton of different angles put together with the most rapid editing possible. Take a look at this. It's hard to tell what purpose any of these shots serve, since none of them contain a full line being sung or a full dance move being completed. A lot of the cuts come in the middle of words and aren't even on the beat. Okay, let's separate the shots and look at how they function on their own. While there's some continuity between shots, like this woman continuing her movement into this shot, the cuts are way too fast to even make that connection without slowing it down and watching it shot by shot. This is just lazy filmmaking. It's edited really fast to give it energy, but none of the shots or cuts have any function. See, music videos, while an art form, are still promotional tools, and pop videos in particular are designed to showcase the 2 main things they're promoting: the artist and the song. What Fincher understood is that the visuals in a music video should enhance the listening experience, and provide the ideal visual accompaniment to the music, while portraying the artist as iconically as possible. So let's look at the video for Vogue. In the minute-long intro, every visual is synced directly to the music. This is obvious in these long dolly shots, but look at the details. The butler swipes his finger right on the beat. This guy shifts his head on the beat. This dancer locks into pose right on the word pose. Strike the pose. And then we get to the first verse, where Fincher starts with a long push-in on Madonna. Before this, she was only shown in fragments, a close-up of her back or an extreme close-up of her face. Now as her proper introduction, there's a full hero shot that holds for 7 seconds, which is a long time in music videos. And here's the important part. Watch how Fincher cuts during the verse. He holds the shot for the first 2 lines, then cuts. Then another line, then a cut. Where so many other video directors cut in the middle of lines or even words, Fincher cuts around the vocals. The cuts are like the artist taking a breath. They feel natural. We don't even think about them. By the way, this video was edited by James Haygood, who would go on to edit The Game, Fight Club, and Panic Room. Okay, let's look at another video Fincher did for Madonna. Express Yourself. Again, he's cutting around the vocals, and when he cuts away from Madonna, each shot is designed to evoke the music. Over this rising synth bar, Fincher lays a shot tracking across multiple railings that finishes with the dancer's choreography syncing to the last note before cutting away. Now watch how Fincher builds to the chorus. With the last few lines of the verse, he starts with a wide shot, then goes to a medium shot, and finally an extreme close-up. And as the energy builds, it cuts to a panning shot of the cat running across the room, its footsteps matching the rapid percussion. As the chorus swoops in, Fincher uses a trick he returns to a lot, cutting to a big forward tracking shot, giving the visuals a forward momentum to match the music. One thing Fincher doesn't get enough credit for is being one of the best directors when it comes to shooting choreography. Check out the video he made in 2012 for Justin Timberlake's Suit and Tie. Like he does with the vocals, he cuts around the choreography, letting full sets of movement play out, and cutting so as to emphasize them, not because it's been half a second since the previous cut and he's worried the audience is gonna get bored. Beyond just showing dancing, Fincher treats all the visuals as a kind of choreography. Every shot, every camera movement, and every cut is choreographed to the music. What Fincher is doing is creating visuals that look how the song sounds, with every movement synced perfectly to the music, enhancing the listening experience and deepening the viewer's connection to the song. The ultimate example of this, and what I would argue is Fincher's best video, is George Michael's Freedom. The video presents a cast of supermodels, each one totally alone, lip-syncing to the song. It's made clear from the very beginning of the video that they're not performing the song, they're listening to it and enjoying it. So here Fincher, the master of creating videos designed to enhance our enjoyment of music, made a video about how we enjoy music. It's the ultimate commercial for the song. Several of the most beautiful people on the planet, all lit perfectly of course, privately enjoying the song. And Fincher's unparalleled craft visualizes this with the same precision we've come to expect. As always, he cuts around the vocals, using the editing to emphasize certain lines or moments. At the bridge, after primarily static shots through the first verse, he cuts to sweeping forward movement. He matches every beat of the chorus to a huge visual, starting with an epic low-angle push-in starting on the first beat, with a cut to flames erupting on each of the cymbal crashes. And as always, the shots are choreographed to the music. Look at this little moment at the end of the second verse. Right as the music goes to a glissando, Fincher goes to a whip pan. The perfect visual translation. And of course, the opening and closing shots use a trick Fincher would employ in many of his movies, especially Panic Room, as the camera moves through the back of a chair. The end result is a video that's essentially just a bunch of people in rooms lip-syncing to a 6.5-minute long pop song. There isn't even an attempt at narrative, and yet it's compulsively watchable, and that's entirely a testament to Fincher's work. And also the very attractive people. And yeah, the song is also good. So you might ask, what's the point in analyzing these music videos? As far as Fincher's body of work goes, these are pretty insignificant. Well, I think if you're interested in a director's craft, there's a lot of insight to be gained by studying how they work within a different medium, especially one like pop videos that has such rigid parameters. Plus, music videos are fun.
It's the perfect mixture of music and visuals. It's short, to the point. Look at it!
Hello guys, thanks for watching and thanks for indulging me while I got real nerdy about music video editing, because that's the kind of cool stuff that I spend my free time thinking about. If you're watching this, I assume you've seen the great video essay on Fincher by Every Frame a Painting. If you haven't, go watch it now, the link's in the description down there. Now if you like our videos and you want to help us make more, you should check out our Patreon, because that's where our budgets come from. Now if you want to follow me on the social medias for whatever reasons, the links are there. And I will see you next Wednesday.